Hello and welcome to the next product spotlight. I have a couple models here from Atlas that we're going to take a look at. So let's go to the workbench and see what they are. All right, so here's what we're looking at today. This is an Atlas Master Series HO scale 42-foot coil steel car. We have both the covered style and the uncovered style that comes without a lid. The decorated versions of these go for $41.95, and they also have an undecorated version that goes for $32.95. I counted 6 different paint schemes for these cars, not including the undecorated one. Both of these are decorated for Norfolk Southern, and we'll take a closer look at each one starting now. All right, so as usual, I've scrutinized the paint on the model, and it's excellent. This sort of off-white covers very well, and the markings are very crisp. Something kind of cool about this model is it has photo-etched walkways on it. And I'm a little bit surprised that they're not warping, because it's kind of cold in my office here today. And usually when it's cold like that, you'll find photo-etched parts tend to warp a little bit. Well, these are staying nice and straight. So having a quick look at the brake end here, you can see it has a separately applied brake wheel and separately applied grabs, and the ladders are also very finely rendered. You have a body-mounted knuckle coupler, and I should mention that this model came with an additional parts bag, which included separators for the load, as well as air hoses and uncoupling levers. The A end is detailed similarly. Once you put on the supplied brake hoses and uncoupling levers, this will look especially good. I didn't really feel like the inside or the deck had anything particularly interesting about it, but I did want to show it to you. And if you look, you can also see from this angle that these are in fact photo-etched walkways. They look especially good. They're see-through and everything. The underside of the car has very finely rendered brake detail, as you can see, and separately applied as well. It looks like some of these little cylinders under here are molded to the body, but all the brake lines are separately applied, which actually looks really good. Also, from this angle, you can see that these are metal wheels, and as I mentioned before, they're body-mounted knuckle couplers. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the covered one in the reverse order. Just want to point out quickly that there is in fact the same kind of separately applied and molded combination brake detail. Same arrangement with the couplers and metal wheels. Looks good. The top of the covered model has a little bit more detail because it has the hood, and the hood also has all the detailing for the little, I don't know what you call these things. I know they have a name. Maybe if you know the name, you can put them in the comment section. But I'm pretty sure this little structure up here on the hood is for lifting it off when they're going to load these things. It looks very good. And these are separately applied parts onto the hood itself. Something else kind of cool is the grabs along the hood on both sides and on the ends are separately applied, which also looks great. And the hood comes off. Now, I've dealt with these before, so I'm going to take the hood off camera so that I don't break anything. You have to be very careful when you're removing the hoods on these cars, because if you're not careful, the thing will snap off and go flying across the room. It's not fun. So let's take the hood off next. Okay, I cheated a little bit here. I've already loosened the hood, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. But I do want to mention this weight was inside there. I realized when I was handling this car that it felt pretty heavy. Now I know why. This is quite a bit of weight. And since I have the hood off now, I can show you more obviously how these are separately applied grabs that run on the length of the car there. Now, something I'm a little bit surprised by is that this car didn't come with the extra parts bag that the one without the hood came with. And it looks like, we'll look at the brake end here in a minute. I'm mentioning this now because I thought for sure that the parts bag would be hidden inside the car, and it wasn't there. And I've double checked looking through the package and can't find any additional parts bag in the packaging for this car. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I am sure that it didn't have the extra parts bag in there. Yeah, I'm looking on Atlas's website right now, and it says that it comes with cut levers. So this model should have an extra parts bag in it. Mine just didn't happen to be packed with one, I guess. So if you get one and you need the extra parts bag, contact Atlas, and I'm sure they'll send you one. One thing I want to mention real quickly is to be especially careful when you're taking the hood on and off, not to damage these little yellow posts. I was putting the hood back on this car and I accidentally knocked that post off. They're very, very fragile, so be extra careful. It's not easy to glue it back in place, but I managed to do it and it looks okay. Just be careful. All right, so we're looking at the A end of the car now, obviously, and you can see here that it has that separately applied grab that goes across. Now looking at the brake end, you can see it has a separately applied brake wheel like the other one. And I didn't point it out on the other one, but there's also some chain detail down here, a brake chain. And finally, we're going to have the side view here where you can see just how good the paint and markings are on this model. They're excellent. As good as any car I've seen. These are very well done models of a pretty unusual prototype. I know they're fairly common, but it's just an unusual looking car. And I think that what Atlas has done with these models is give us something that represents that look very, very well. So good job, Atlas. I'll see you next time.